Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Shout out to Astropro for sponsoring this episode and providing us with free samples. Speaking of free samples, I am honestly so grateful because, as you know, this is allergy season in Texas. I think Texas is one of the worst places to live if you have allergies. I have this tree in my backyard. It is the cottonwood tree. I'm highly allergic to cottonwood, not only myself, but also Travis's, and I believe our children are. And Astropro has come in handy. It's a nasal spray, and it has made such a difference in my seasonal allergies. I feel like I can breathe, and it really helped relieve my symptoms quickly. Astropro is the first of its kind nasal allergy spray. It is the fastest 24-hour over-the-counter allergy spray. It starts working within 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take an hour. And if you've had allergies, you know that every minute counts. Astropro delivers full prescription strength indoor and outdoor allergy relief from nasal congestion, runny and itchy nose, and sneezing. Get fast-acting nasal allergy symptom relief with Astropro. Go to astroproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astropro and go today. ASTEPRO allergy.com. Astropro and go. Use as directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies.
Yay Networks.
I'm Brandy Redmond.
I'm Stephanie Holman, and this is your weekly dose of BS.
All right, you guys, I am so excited for today's episode because we have a guest. We had a guest in, I don't even know how long.
I know.
This is so fun.
Yeah, this is a guest I'm actually excited about because usually I don't like doing guests, but this I'm excited about.
I'm very excited about this because I call her my best kept secret, but I share this with everyone. I know you both have a great relationship with her. Her name is Lori Dixon. She's a prophetic speaker, a spiritual visionary, and has extensive background in therapeutic education. I talk to her almost every day, and I know you do too. So I'm very excited to have Lori on our podcast today.
Yay! Hi, Lori. We love you.
Oh, I love you all too. This is like my three besties. So this is so exciting.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Lori, we first kind of all met you season 2 when you were working with Stephanie. And there was a lot that y'all were dealing through or just working with then. And then we're going to see you a lot this season working with Brandy. And I know you kind of have a relationship with all of us. So kind of, I know we were talking a few weeks ago just about some of the things that Stephanie has learned through working with you, and just looking back on season 2, what is kind of some of the growth that you've seen in Stephanie, and how did she achieve that?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. I will say, and Steph, I'm going to say it so it's directly at you, coming from where you were, not walking in your own power whatsoever, being very much in the shadow of yourself is the way that I would phrase it. I remember when you brought Biscuit home for the first time. I remember him being in his little crate, and you even trying to figure out how you were going to add that into your life. And knowing about, even some of those early conversations about, you loved being on the show, but you didn't want to be a businesswoman. You didn't see yourself doing anything else except being a mom. And now this is like Stephanie 2.0. I think it's even 3.0 because you became empowered. You decided to own who you were and not be ashamed of that. And now you really step out in your own truth. Sometimes people don't like that. Sometimes people don't want to hear what that truth is. but you are walking in your truth. And that's what matters. And I will also say, you also have such high empathic and intuitive gifts yourself. And you doubted those. Instead, you let other people's emotions hit you all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's what kept you down in that more feeling of being depressed, because you were owning everybody else's junk. And now you're able to brush so much more of that off of you. And you realize that, you know when somebody's throwing stuff your way. And even though it hurts a little, you're willing to say, okay, boundary there. My heart is protected. And I think that's been such a big thing that I've watched.
Yes.
Do you think that?
No, I will say that's one thing that I really got from you that I use all the time is that I am an empath. And I'm glad that you told me that, because there was nothing wrong in my world whatsoever, but there would be things wrong with other people. And I would take on their problems and their emotions and carry those with me, because I didn't know how to have boundaries and I didn't really understand what was happening. But if someone close to me was depressed or really going through a hard time, I would almost take ownership of that and carry their burdens with them, for them. It was very strange. And I'm able to have healthy boundaries, probably for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Well, I think everything you're saying is so evident, especially watching last week's episode and just where you and Travis started on TV season 1 and season 2 and where y'all are now. And you just like put him in his place, and it's so fun to watch.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I agree.
How do you equip someone with empowerment like you did Stephanie? Like, how do you, when someone is so much of an empath, and Stephanie and I were talking a few weeks ago about how she's just kind of like a sponge when it comes to other people's emotions. How do you deal with that?
Sometimes I think it's being true to who you are and being willing to acknowledge yourself in the middle of everything else that's coming at you. And so it's being able to, even in the morning or in the quiet of a day, to say, okay, I am healthy. I am a great mom. I am a good friend. I am an empath. So that you remind yourself of who you are in the middle of all the rest of the junk.
Yeah.
And I think we forget that. Because we want to be able to be a healer or a supporter to someone else, but then we get lost in the process if we're not careful.
Yeah. And with a show like this, I am's become what people are saying about you on Twitter. So then you have all that as who you are, and not the truth of who you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I
think it's such powerful tools too, because I mean, I can recall, working in human resources, and when you're interviewing people for a job and you ask them to tell you about yourself, everybody has the same answer. Like, oh, I'm a people person and this and this and this. But to really know who you are is such a gift. And I think that you allow people to really explore that and find that inside of them. And it's amazing.
Well, thank you, girl. And I will tell you, you do that, a lot of that this year.
Yeah, So what's Brandy's growth? Because you work with her like for an entire year, which I think is going to be amazing to watch.
Yeah. And I remember where you were a year ago and how things devastated you and the effect on that. And you are an empath as well. You do sense and feel things around you. And you're so tenderhearted that hurt you and penetrated that shell of who you are so deeply. And so being able to watch you stand up for yourself, even for the first time. I remember when you all were doing the tour last year, and Brandy had just come back and she walked out on stage. I have goosebumps, but it's knowing the backlash and the horrible things that people were saying about you. and that you pulled yourself together enough to say, I'm ready to start the walk of healing. And you walked out on that stage. And I will never forget that day. And no matter how much you guys laughed and no matter how much fun you all had, that was a hard day. And since then, you really took it to heart to be able to find who that essence of Brandy is. And I don't know that you had ever done that in part of your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, Lori, what were some tools that you equipped Brandy with to help her heal herself? Or find that within herself?
I think part of it is, again, going back to being able to be okay to say, I love myself. Mm-hmm. And I know that that was somewhere that we started with you, was being able to say, you know, even in all my faults, even in all the things, the mistakes that we make in life, I love myself because I'm learning on this journey. And you accepted the learning and you were okay with saying, you know what, I made a mistake on that. But you also started putting some healthy boundaries in place. I remember when we decided enough was enough and you weren't going to have to keep saying, I'm sorry every single day.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose.
Mm-hmm. And you made that decision to say, no, I love myself to walk in my own healing, but I don't need to own who you say I am anymore. I'm done. Yeah. And I watched it. It was like determination, and you were ready. That was huge for you to do that.
I know, and I think it's helped so much because even now with the show airing, it's like people want to hear again, like the same thing, like over and over again. And I was telling Stephanie the other day, I'm like, I've done it, I've faced it. I'm not gonna continue to go backwards. I'm moving forward.
That was a year ago. It's crazy that was a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And to still hear, yes, there is so much racial tension right now out there and so much conflict. We don't need to hear that stuff anymore. That's old. You did the process of saying, I'm asking for forgiveness and I forgive myself in that process too. That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think people feel like they need to live in the shame in that moment to really be sorry. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily think that's true. I think you, in the moment and after the moment, you come to terms with what happened. You find better ways of, coping and living your life. And then you have to forgive yourself and realize that that one moment does not define you as a human. So I'm glad that you are taking your life back, Brandy. And I'm actually really proud of you because
this year, even on social media, people will be like, where's Brandy on like Twitter and stuff. And I love that you're taking care of yourself and your baby, and you're not putting your heart out there for people to walk all over and put you in that place.
Yeah.
Like that's a powerful thing.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if this is going to be on the show or not, but I'm going to share this. Lori also worked with Brinkley this year, and Brinkley has really come really far. And I hope that her journey with Lori is shown. But I will say, Brinkley was alone when she was in the fatal accident with my mother-in-law, and it makes me want to cry. Sorry. Sorry. But and she rode in the ambulance by herself, and the firemen and the police just kept telling me that she would remind herself that she's brave and strong, and those are things that Lori helped her with.
It's gonna make me cry. Oh.
I know.
I haven't even had lunch yet.
I think we're all speechless.
What can we expect to see this year? Maybe you can't kind of say what we're expecting to see, but what is something you learned through your journey this year with Lori, you and Brinkley?
I think the powerful thing that Lori was able to show me is that, it is so important to love yourself and to nurture that. And then whenever I'm able to love myself, I'm just a better person, and I see things a lot clearer, and I'm able to be humble and really grasp not only who I am, but who I want to be, and the kind of mother that I want to be.
That was beautiful, girl. And when we love ourselves, how can we possibly love someone else or share compassion with someone if we don't own it ourselves first? That's why it feels so empty to others. We can show them we care about them, which is very different. But when you love yourself, it radiates to that other person, and you don't even have to say anything. They feel it.
Yeah.
And I mean, she knows how much you love her and are there for her. They're kids too, so they also like to push your buttons, but they all of us have that. But she just came so far. I think I was telling Trey this, that I remember one of the producers that we were chatting near their end of all the filming we had done, and he teared up. And I won't tell you who it was, won't embarrass him, but he said, I've watched over the time that we've been together with Brinkley and with Brandy, how far they both have come, not for a show, not anything like that. It was for life. Yeah. And that you owned it. You walked it. And I hope people know that when they watch this year, that this wasn't something that you did lightheartedly.
Yeah.
You did the work, girl.
Yeah, thank you.
Lori, I know with me, there are lots of things you've taught me, but I think something that is reoccurring in my life is you teach me patience, because I have these thoughts in my head, and sometimes I just want them to happen faster than they're actually going to happen. What are some common recurring themes that you're seeing in your clients' lives right now? Just in 2021 in January, what are some things that you're seeing kind of everyone's going through?
That's a great question, Trey. And I do think that sometimes for each of us, they're lifelong lessons. Mm-hmm. And so we want them to be one and done, and they're not. And so it's being able to embrace them and say, I see that I took another big step. I see that I am learning this. And so one of the things that I think people are really looking at right now, and I have it resonating in so many clients throughout the week, besides that you all teach me every day. So let me tell you, whatever I go through with you as I bring in God's voice, woo, I learn from it tenfold. So just know that. But it's a lot about love and forgiveness. And people are really struggling with being loved, giving love, and being forgiven right now, and forgiving others for the types of interactions that we've been going through. It's also a lot about releasing fear and how fear controls us. It controls us. I mean, Steph, you just mentioned it. Social media, so much of the time is all about fear. Mm-hmm. People are throwing out there what they're afraid of.
Yeah.
And so they're throwing it at you because it's their fear that they're living through in their own life too. Mm-hmm. And then you're accepting the fear. It's like digesting it. So there's a lot of fear right now, which then breeds not love and forgiveness. It sends us into ego. Mm-hmm. Fear is an ego. Yeah. And so that's why we feel that we can stand up and accuse people of things and lash out at someone violently, whether that's on social media or even in person. We're seeing it.
Yeah.
And I know that the more that we can give love and forgiveness and release anything that we are afraid of, it's all about releasing so that we can receive in love and forgiveness. So it's that whole cycle that I work with a lot with people right now, and what true fear is.
Yeah.
What do you feel like people fear most when you talk to them?
One of the things I think that people fear is not belonging. And in a culture the way that we are right now, we do so many things to try to belong that speaking out in our own truth, we have a risk of not belonging. Mm-hmm. So there is always a constant fear of that. We also, especially women, we have a fear of never being enough. Mm-hmm. And most of the time that's come from when we were kids and experiences that we had. I know, Steph, you've shared some of those out too. Mm-hmm. But it's never being enough or being accused of never being enough. And therefore, we wear the shame and blame of everybody else. Mm-hmm. So we have to dig through all of that every day. And that's where forgiveness lies, because love and forgiveness starts with self first.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yes. I think the world is just, it's hard. It's hard. People have lost a lot and they're scared and it's a very crazy time. So
yeah.
When I was listening to my devotional on Sunday, one of the things that the pastor brought up was, that we are so right now in 2021, we are so over hearing about problems and issues, and it's just one thing after another. Yep. And it's like, how do we move past that? Because it just keeps happening, right? Like how do we mentally, because it is true. It's like, oh gosh, here's another COVID case. Here's another death. Here's another issue with our country, with our world, So it's like, how do we cope with that?
That's a beautiful way of framing that. And I will tell you, one of the things that we have to continue to do is to dream forwards and realize that our ability to participate in life is contributing positively or negatively. And so every step we take, we get to either add a benefit to someone else in their life or ours, or we decide to affect them negatively. That can be a post on social media. That can be a response to somebody when you're driving your car. That can be what you choose to put out there and say to other people. We are very isolated, and we have to make sure that whatever our interactions are with each other, they are positive, and that we share the good things. Because you're right, we know that bad is stronger than good. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds really weird, but research shows us that the power of negative and bad is so much stronger of a force, and it has a foothold in our brain, that it takes 7 times more good things to outweigh one bad.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what we have to focus on is constantly saying the good things out there, constantly promoting the good things, listening to the good things, not listening to the trash.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. No, absolutely.
So I want to lean in to kind of the prophetic speaker.
Putting you on the spot.
Yes. And there's a moment that stood out to me, season 2, when you walked in Stephanie's house, and I don't think this ever made the show, but at the time, Stephanie and Travis were looking at homes in Dallas. And you walked in and you were like, your kid's laughter isn't here anymore. And Stephanie was like, yeah, it is. And you're like, no, it's not. And sure enough, I think next time y'all filmed, she's like, we bought a new house.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about it. And that just cracked me up. I do want to ask you though, because last year we had this talk kind of the same time of the year. And I asked kind of what you felt like the theme for my life would be. And you told me discernment. And this year you gave me the word stability. And I definitely feel that, because I feel like I'm having to make more adult decisions. And this is like a total side note, is recently I had to make an adult decision. I purchased a new mattress, which is something that no one likes doing. Can I get an amen? I need some amens. Thank you. Last time I purchased a mattress, I had just gotten a new dog, and I had her for like 3 weeks, and I had just turned 21. I think Stephanie took me out somewhere and got me just wildly wasted. And I came home, and my new dog, had dug a hole in my new mattress. And so ever since then, I've had PTSD about getting a mattress. And I finally was like, you know what, Trey? Stability. We have to be on this. We're gonna buy a new mattress. And so I was introduced to Helix mattresses. It's super cool, super easy. You go online and you take a quiz. It's just 2 minutes to complete. They match your body type and your sleep preferences with a perfect mattress for you. I got the Sunset Luxe mattress. It came in the mail within a week. It was super awesome. I love Helix because they're awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine. And it was my favorite part was, and this blew my mind because it came in a box and you cut open the saran wrap. And I did this kind of wrong. Mind you, I didn't read the instructions before I did this, of course.
Of course.
And this mattress, it was in rolled up. This thing almost sent me out my 3rd story window. It just popped up. It was.
How fun is that?
I was honored.
Oh my God.
I'm very happy with my Helix mattress. They have a 10-year warranty. You get 100 nights risk-free to try out your mattress. If you would like to give Helix a try, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/weeklydose. That's helixsleep.com/weeklydose for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows.
I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in.
So that's me being stable. So, Lori, what do you feel like the theme for Brandy and Stephanie's life is going to be this year?
Oh,
that's a good question.
That's great. Okay. I'm really feeling going Brandy's direction first.
Okay.
And the word that comes, and it's very, very loud. And when I say it, I don't want you to tear up. So the word is joy.
Oh.
This year, it is about embracing every single moment of joy. And you're getting ready to have a joy baby. 100%.
I love that.
There's going to be giggles through the house. It's going to be different this time. And now there's going to be a lot of laughter because you're going to have 4. So, but the word is joy. 100%. Okay.
What about Stephanie?
Okay. Stephanie. Okay. I have to get here for a second. The first word that comes, and it's an odd thing for me to tell you, and it's actually a state of being that I want you to be in. Okay. I want you to own being the goddess. You have to walk in your own truth this year. And it has to be about stepping up into that goddess feel. And I always say one half of us is the goddess diva, and the other half is the warrior woman. And this year, you are stepping up into the goddess. I want you to do all sorts of goddess things. Next, you'll be belly dancing. I know it. Yes. So, and I love it. I feel it. But it's goddess and joy.
So
those are my words.
On the prophetic speaker side of things, what kind of questions do you feel like you get most often?
Oh, wow. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? What's next?
Ooh, answer that one. What's next for Brandy?
Oh, she's going to have a baby.
Well, I'm going to have a baby.
Other than baby.
I see her doing something as a mom business. There's going to be something that you're going to get kind of excited about. That's either a product or something that you end up using that you really feel strongly about. And you're going to want to be able to have that for other people. So there's going to be something around a mom product. Okay. So, and I get a sense where the kids are going to get behind it with you too. So I don't know if it's you're promoting something and it's something that you do with the kids, but it's very much a mom product. So be feeling that, and just it's going to kind of come very organically. You're just going to be like, oh my gosh, let's just try this. Kind of like the slip and slide for you guys, and in the last episode, but it's something that's just going to come up like, we should do this. And the kids love it. And you start sharing it with people. So I want you to know that.
Okay.
Very much a mommy product.
What would you say is next for Stephanie?
Stephanie, you're going to be strengthening your voice. And I get very strongly that you're going to end up in a type of business situation where you are using your voice more and you're bringing forth everyone's voices. And I have felt that. I've told Trey that for a while now because you learned that road. And Brandy's been learning to step into her power. Mm-hmm. And so I do see you two intersecting in a lot of that. But it's really important for you to step up into using your voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about for me?
Perfect.
What's next with me?
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? I told you that I feel like there's going to be some lessons of patience coming. And yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. But I do get a sense where it's also going to be about relationships this year. So it's going to be relationships all the way around you, though, not just one relationship. It's going to be relationships that are all around you and how to really honor those as you do business and other things. But it's very much about relationships this year for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you
That's
feel
huge.
like for a lot of people was the overall learning lesson of 2020? Because I know we talked about just kind of how last year was what you made it. And if you sat at home and you cried about it, now just poor me, that's what it was for you. But if you took it and made something out of it. So what do you feel like the overall learning lesson of that year was?
A lot of it was letting go. And things that we've taken for granted, we were renewing them. Family relationships, sitting and playing a board game with your kids instead of watching them on their devices. You know, it was very much about letting go because there was no predictability. And so it was learning to walk with no fear, with no bottom to the next step. You know, it was like walking with so much faith that we now know that we have that.
Yeah.
So that was a huge lesson. And it's not over this year, y'all.
It's not over. Bad?
We are going to continue because there's going to be a breaking down of a lot of organizational structures that we know and that we've counted on in life, because the only way for new things to start is for old things to kind of crumble.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the phoenix rising. You know, I mean, I get the image really strongly of being like, if you look around you, you have to let things go to ash before the phoenix can rise. And so don't be afraid in that. Just be assured that the phoenix is rising, and it rises in different ways. So it's exciting. Look at it as, ooh, what's next? You know, instead of, oh my gosh, what's next?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be crumbling a lot more, and it's getting ready to hit even harder in the next couple of months.
Oh boy.
I can't wait.
I know.
All right, well, before we wrap up, I want to do something a little different. I want us each to ask a question for another person. So, like, I'll ask a question for Brandy. Brandy, you ask for Stephanie. Stephanie, you ask for me.
Okay.
I'm torn between two things. Just one of Brandy's kids, any one of them, what do you see their career being in life?
What? That's a great question.
Oh.
Any of the four.
Okay, I have lots of goosebumps. So I'm going to start with Brinkley first, because I felt this so much from her. She is going to be in service of helping others that have difficulties. So whether she chooses a teaching profession or a counselor profession, or it's, and I'm, yeah, that, oh yeah, you know, when I start getting lots of goosebumps, it's very much around, as she learns her way, she wants to be able to help other kids and youth to be able to have help as well, because she knows the value of it. So how does that feel to you?
To me? Yeah, no, I mean, I think she's really like in tune to other people. Like even like with this world going on, she's like, why would they do that? That's going to hurt people's feelings. Like, you know, very, very, she's very in tune.
Yep. And I would place what I would put a spiritual gift on top of her. She will be in healing. She will be doing healing work. Just so you know.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
Brandy, what's a question you have for Lori about Stephanie?
Oh.
Oh. What do you think that Stephanie should focus on to bring her joy for this year?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good question too.
Ooh. Okay. Stephanie may not like this answer, so
I can't wait. I cannot.
we'll have to talk about it later. So, I want Stephanie learning new things. I want her to get out of a comfort zone and go learn stuff that's like really crazy. So, go learn how to scuba dive. Go learn how to go take dance lessons. Go take voice lessons. Go do something so out of the box, because it's very much about you learning new things about yourself. Go take art classes. Step out of your comfort zone and do something really different, and then share it out with everybody.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now my turn for Trey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm not even going to ask about your love life, Trey, because I feel like we focus on that a lot. So I'm not going to. But I do think Trey's focused on his career a lot in the last few years. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Trey's career path is him continuing to be in the bar business, or do you think that is a stepping stone into something else for him?
Good question. I have felt very strongly that the bar business is only the first rung of the ladder. I see him stepping up into some type of food business next, then stepping up into some type of product next. But then it's also, he's going to be helping others, whether it's in mentoring relationships around business. And I see him like getting the rungs so that he can then use those experiences to translate over to others. Mm-hmm. And I see you working with young entrepreneurs.
Interesting.
So as they're starting to get going about the pitfalls you learned and, the stuff that worked and how to keep at it even when stuff doesn't feel like it's working.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to be giving back.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Lori, for coming on here and talking to us today. Lori, where can...
Some of the best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for every occasion. That is why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials with premium materials like European linens, organic cottons, and washable silks without the traditional retail markup. We have been very loud and proud about how much we love Quince on this show. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now. I love their t-shirts, but when I tell you their underwear is so silky soft, you have to try it to fully understand what I'm talking about. Every single thing I have ordered from Quince, I had absolutely loved. And they're expanding into other verticals now too. They have caviar. They have couches. They have, you name it. They've got their bedding. I've heard is incredible. I haven't ordered it, but I have heard their bedding is incredible. And I can't testify everything I have bought from Quince I've absolutely loved. Ooh, including their denim. Quince also has beautiful 14-karat gold jewelry that adds subtle finishing touches. Simple hoops and dedicated chains make the most effortless outfits feel very intentional. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And fun fact, if you scroll on a product to the lower half of their website, they'll show you who makes a similar product and what they're charging to really reinstate the fact that you're getting a great deal at Quince. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/weeklydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/weeklydose for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/weeklydose.
Everyone find you if they want to connect with you more, or just how do we connect with Lori?
first, you can go on social media and you can message me on Facebook and Instagram at Walk with Lori. It's super simple. You can also go to my website at walkwithlori.com. I do free insight calls, which are a 30-minute call, and there's a calendar there. Feel free to book yourself. And we're getting ready to do some kind of fun, exciting things coming up. You can also watch me with Brandy in some next episodes too, and take it another step further and apply it to yourself.
I love it. Well, we'll put all of Lori's information in the episode notes. Thank you, Lori, so much for being here.
Thank you, Lori. We love
you. Love you guys. Mwah. See you soon.
Bye.
Love you all.
She's so sweet. I love her.
Yeah, I love.
Yay. Well, Stephanie, where can we find you?
Steph Holman on Instagram and Twitter.
At Brandy Redmond on Insta and Twitter.
And you can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast.
Bye.
Prolon is this revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes your body while making your cells believe that you're fasting. Prolon isn't a diet, it's a science, and it's science based on Nobel Prize-winning discoveries in medicine. So all this starts with the Prolon 5-day program. You have snacks, soups, beverages, all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. So it's really unlike anything else.
My favorite thing, and just for people who are going to do it, you get this, like, it's small, but you get this like chocolate bar. It's like a chocolate, like, crispy treat a few days. I lived for that. But I like a lot of the stuff. Like, I like the kale crackers. I enjoy those.
I was surprised at how flavorful everything was.
Yes. And the soups, I love the soups.
Right now, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/weeklydose. That's PROLON life.com/weeklydose for the special offer. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose.